off before was that we were able to make a game over screen. What I want to do for this one is we're not going to make too many changes, but we're going to like refactor the program, which means that we're just going to like take things and condense them or put certain things that are in the main function and we'll just put them like in a different function so that our main program isn't like this big, it's like nice and small. Um, so the way that we're going to do that is down here in the main function, that's all the way down here, okay, where we made this if the player loses and wants to replay, and then we have this while loop where all of this is going to pop up. We're going to actually take all this out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just press Control or Command X, just cut all that out. Okay, and we're gonna place this in a separate function. So I'm gonna put that here. Okay, so I'll say define. Let's say maybe like replay game. Okay, we won't have anything right here for now, but we will definitely have that eventually. And I'm going to press Command V or Control V and just go ahead and paste that. And you'll see that sometimes when you paste it, it's not indented properly. So this wire should actually be here, right? So instead of going through each one, which would be horrible, you're going to just highlight everything that you want to indent. And next to the letter P, there is a bracket that looks like it's facing it with its back. And so we're going to press the back bracket, but wait, hold on, you don't press that yet. We're going to press Command and then the back bracket. Or if you're using a Windows, Control and the back bracket, and the whole and everything is going to be pushed backwards, right? Similarly, if you want to do it forward, just press the close bracket, right, and it'll push it to the right, right? But we want to keep everything to the left, and now everything is indented all the same. So that's perfect now, okay? So the reason why we want to do this is because when we go to the game over screen, there are different types of situations that would prompt a game over. For example, I want to be able to tell the user that the reason why the game's over is because they went off the screen. Or what we'll do in the next video is if they're going around and then they accidentally collide into themselves, or they hit the back button, so which means that they're going straight, but then they realize, oh, I shouldn't have gone that way, and they press the back button to basically go inside of themselves and like reverse direction, which you can't do. That would also prompt a game over. And so we want to be able to just tell the user like that's the reason why the game's over. So we have all this here now, and the first thing we're going to do is when this function is called, we have a while game over is equal to true. Now, this game over was initially defined here in this function, and so this variable, this game over, is local to only this function. Okay, so it wouldn't work right now if I tried to run this because it's going to be like, well, you never identified or initialized this variable or defined a variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass inside of here a game over. Okay, so this is going to be the variable that collects that argument. Also, as we scroll through this, all of this is fine, right? Message to screen is a whole different function. Notice here is score. Okay, score was defined down here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just type in score, and we'll fix that later, because we will be eliminating this. And what else is there over here? There's a game exit, okay, which was originally okay being inside of this function, so I'm gonna go ahead and just write game exit. Now I'm gonna write that actually I'm gonna change the order of this. Okay, I'm going to put game exit here, just a personal preference, and I'm gonna put the score here, and then what I'm gonna pass in the beginning is a message. Okay, now this message is gonna be like if they ran off the screen, the message will be like, oh, you died because you ran off the screen. Or if they collided into themselves, it's going to be, oh, you died because you ran into yourself. And so that's going to be the message that's going to be dependent on the situation or how they died. So with this here now, all right, we are going to go down here, and the first thing we'll do is we'll delete this, okay, because that score is no longer necessary there. We're going to go up now, and to the snake class, okay, we are going to go to where we said that if the snake goes off the screen, end the game. And the way that we're gonna write this is now I'm gonna say if they go off the screen, then self.game exit is equal to true. In this case, I'm gonna switch this to game over. Okay, because now that we have a game over screen, there's really no reason why we would be exiting the game. And so I'll change this to game over. Then I'm going to go on top here, and I'm also going to change, see this game exit, I'm just going to add game over equals false. Okay, just add this piece right here. And all right, the other thing that I'm going to do now is, because I have like such bad memory, I'm going to have to copy this. Now, if you remember all the different arguments that you have to pass to this function, great, but I know that I don't. So I just copied that, and I'm going to go ahead and just paste this right here. Okay, so the way that this goes is, if the person, which is all of this code right here, tells you if they go off the screen in any direction, we're going to set self.gameover to be true. Okay, and then we're going to call this function. So we're going to call this replay game function. And the parameters that we have to pass, the arguments, I'm sorry, that we have to pass here are these guys. So the message is, okay, well, what's this message going to be? I'm going to say message is equal to, or rather, I don't actually have to write a whole new variable. There's no reason to do all that. That's just extra work. Just put it right here. Looks like you went off the screen. SCREN exclamation mark. Okay, the score. Now remember, we just deleted the score in the main program. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add a self.score. Okay, now I can't just add it here. I have to go up to where I initialized everything here, and I'll set this equal to 0. Because really, if there's a collision, that's the only time that we add a score. Okay, so because I don't want to get too confused, I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom, all the way down the bottom, and where do we increase the score? Well, we increase the score if the snake eats the apple. Okay, so if the snake eats the apple, we drew a new apple, we increase the score, and we increase the length. Now, here I can't say score plus equals. I need to use the score that's inside of the snake class. So if you remember, this was what we used to create an object right here of the snake class. So it's going to be player dot score. That's going to go to the score attribute that's set equal to 0 right now. So all this says is, every single time that there's a collision, okay, go to the attribute score inside of the snake class and just increase that by 1. Okay, now with that, we're also going to have to come down here, and you'll see that at the bottom, after we finished drawing a screen, after we updated, after we drew everything to the screen, we also displayed this message right here, and this was really just to display the score, okay, after every frame. And again, it says score there, so we're just going to add player.score for that update. And sorry for pausing and just going a different direction there. Go back up here now. Okay, so I know this is a little bit messy, so again, if you have to like watch this over and just follow along, there's a lot of different changes that we're making. So we made our replay function, and it says, okay, if we go off the screen, looks like you went off the screen, it sent the score, game over. Okay, now again, I'm going to write self.gameover and then self.gameexit. Okay, so this will become true, so I'm passing this true here. Okay, since we didn't do anything with game exit, that's going to still remain false. Okay, it's going to go up to the top and say, okay, well, what's game exit? Okay, great, it wasn't updated in any way, so now we pass false. So all of this gets passed down here. Okay, and what it does is it captures the message, it captures the score, the game over value. Okay, so like game over is this variable that's catching the self.gameover from the class, and same thing with game exit, and all of this will stay exactly the same. The only thing now is that we need to use this message because we haven't used it anywhere here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just literally copy, okay, and we displayed the score. And I'm gonna change the game over, because if you remember when we did the game over, it was like right in the middle, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just subtract 150, which means I want to bring it up, and we'll also delete this piece. We don't need this. Okay, so I'm gonna put a new one in. This is gonna be message, whatever that message is. We'll make it black. 25 is cool, and we'll put this right in the middle. right where the other one was. All right. So I believe that may be everything that we have to do. Um, Actually, I think I know what I might be missing. So if I go ahead and I run this, let's see what the errors are that we might get. Okay. So my one takes a little bit longer to run. I don't know why. Or maybe it's not even loading at all right now. Oh, maybe it might not even load at all. Interesting. Oh, what happened? Let's try that again. Okay, mine didn't even run. That's weird. Let's try that one more time. Okay, so here we go. It's running, getting bigger, great. Now I'm going off the screen and let's see what's up. This looks like it might be okay. Oh, and that's it. So if I go ahead and I grab one of these guys, go off the screen, see how it has here, looks like you went off the screen. So that's kind of like what we wanted. That like that's the reason why you died. And also we just want to make sure that it kept the score. So let me just go ahead and just grab 2 of these guys. Okay, go off the screen, it's kept the score, kept everything exactly the same. Press space, works perfectly. And that's all I just wanted to put for this. Now, oh, whoa, look what happened here. That is a very long message. Okay, so let's see why that might have happened. Okay, so if we're going here, now remember, we took the condition that if the snake went off the screen right here in inside the class, if the snake went off the screen, okay, then we would call this game over function. But what we forgot to do was down here, okay, in the main function, we had also created a condition for that we no longer need. So we're going to go ahead and take this piece off, check if the snake is off the screen. No reason to have that there because we already established that inside the class. I'm going to go ahead and just erase that off. Okay, so now if I want to go ahead and I run this, shouldn't be any errors, I don't believe. And if there are, we'll fix them. Okay, so everything's good, perfect. Press Q and it quits. Okay, so everything works great. So this is all that we're going to be doing in this video. And the next one, what we'll do is we'll write the code so that if the snake runs into itself, like if you actually get that long so that you run into yourself, or if you press like backwards on itself, then the game will quit. And then we'll also display a message saying that's why you died, because you ran into yourself. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.